Hello. So we are here in the Berlin laboratory of Dreamair, and I'm going to talk a little bit about some things about the zoo. Some people wanted to know what kind of future I would see, either for the zoo or in perfumery in general. So I'll just mention a few ideas, and then you will see what we are up to in the coming months. I always talk about the things that are already on the market, the things that we're preparing. I give a few teasers, but not too much. But I think some other things will also give you some very good ideas, maybe for yourself, to bring perfumery, whatever you do in your life, to bring perfumery to the next stage. So the first thing I want to mention is with the zoo, we have, like here, we are preparing a few zoo stories. So usually already for each zoo, there is something quite groundbreaking for the industry, which either has never been done before, or has really been done before, and we do it now in a very systematic way for the zoo. And I think for the future, that's going to be very important in perfumery. One of them, I'm very adamant about that, is for instance, the year on a zoo bottle, which is the vintage year, so that you know finally when this oil was made. So, and on I would say common level, an oil is very good for 1-2 years, that's no problem. Even officially, some perfume factory already give them okay for 1.5 to 2 years. So just to say, you can still buy today an oil from 2017, it's still considered fresh. And then oils don't go bad by themselves, so some top notes can change. And you know very well a lot of vintage perfumes that once you wear them, they have all that sexiness and all that body, a bit like an old wine. So, which leads us to the next thing in perfumery, which I think will be about the future, is much more collaborations with mixologists, winemakers, and chefs. Because we know a lot about ingredients. Here, Monzo, you can show everyone all these ingredients we have, which I call the fragrance piano. So this is about 1,300 ingredients right here. And don't forget the fridges, here and here, for the fragile ingredients. Voila. So this is the kind of thing that in cooking, or even mixologists are nowhere near. And they always show them they have 10 little bitters, maybe they have 30 bitters. This is really no-brainer for us. Already in one perfume formula, we have 40, 50, at times 100 ingredients. So I think here we create artistic projects and we create compositions that might be more complex, also simplistic, but in many more elaborated ways. We can do many more emotions with what we have in perfumery. And I wish those people would learn from us. In reverse, perfumers should learn from chefs and mixologists, for instance, the art of aging, which we don't do in perfumery. In fact, I don't know if you know, but most fragrances on the market are cooked in ovens to make sure they resist the sun in Dubai. So can you imagine that before launching a champagne, Veuve Clicquot would cook the Veuve Clicquot champagne in an oven, literally in an oven. That's why we have an oven. Every perfumery lab has an oven, because perfumes have to be cooked to make sure they resist those temperatures. So champagne makers, wine makers will never do that. And same, I want perfumery, and we will have a fragrance in the spring in the zoo with a lot of citrus notes. And the instruction will be, please keep this fragrance in the fridge if you want to keep it fresh. So these are things that I think we'll see much more in the future. Other things that we will see in the future, but this will have to work with packaging companies, is this pump. So that pump hasn't changed for now about 50 years, and that's the last technical revolution in the perfume industry. Can you imagine? In the fine fragrance industry, a pump. So there will be ways, can you imagine in music that there is no speaker revolution and no CD player revolution in 50 years? This is incredible. So there will be new ways coming up, exploratory ways first, maybe in the artistic world, maybe in the commercial world, to explore how we can spray a fragrance or apply a fragrance on ourselves. So this is another way to do this.